Today we're going to be making a bride gnome, and Sunday we're going to be making the groom gnome. The bride gnome looks like this. And get her out here for you. Isn't she beautiful? This is the back of her. And yes, you can do it. She's pretty easy to make. It's a little bit time consuming. It takes a little bit more time, but she's, because of her embellishments. But she's pretty easy to make and nice to have. She'd be a nice one to have for your collection. This is her groom that we'll be making him on Sunday. He's pretty special. He's got his banner that says Mr. and Mrs. on it and his groom hat on, and you can tell that he's celebrating that he just got married, so we'll be making him on Sunday. On Mother's Day. So we've got this bride here. I try to pick her up by her feet. Keep her nice looking. And that's what we're going to make today. And the materials that we're going to use are on this table. We're going to use a stem of small flowers from Dollar Store. This one's German Status. I've made 4 of the brides now, and each one's had different flowers. We need a little piece of felt that we're gonna, when we make the bouquet that goes in her arms, we'll wrap the bottom of the stems with a little piece of felt. So you can choose whatever goes with your flowers. We're gonna use some Glitter Burst paint by Rust-Oleum, the Testors Glitter Burst paint. And we're gonna use a roll of the groom and bride ribbon that they sell at the Dollar Tree in the bridal section. And we're going to use a package of the pew bows. There's 2 in a package. They sell at the Dollar Tree in the bridal section. And then you need 2 packages of these doilies. 32 doilies in a package at the Dollar Tree. And you'll need a package of men's full cushion socks. They come 2 pairs in a package. I've already taken out 1 pair to make the shoes. So you just need this package so you can make the shoes too. And then you'll need 2 6x7 pieces of white felt for the hat. And you'll need 3 5x5 pieces of cream color for the nose and the hands. And you'll need, for her hair, you'll need a piece of fur that measures 4x5 on the backing part only, not how long the hair is, but just the backing is 4x5. And I got this at Joann's. You can order this online from Joann's as well. We'll need some flat marbles to go in the bottom of the sock. And I already made the shoes ahead of time because we just don't have time to make them. It takes about 10 minutes to make them. You can go, we're going to link the shoe video below so you can go to the shoe video and find out how to make these shoes. We're going to be using polyester fiber fill, and we are going to use some blush for her nose. So we need to have that out, and some rubber bands. And I think that's everything. So let me clear this table a little bit and we'll get ready to make the bride. Okay, I'm excited because we're going to do a lot of really neat things to make the bride doll. And what we need to do is start out by making the body. I do this every time because there's a lot of people that come and watch us for the first time that don't know how to make the body yet. So that's why I start by making the body. And I'm going to double up the bottom of the socks for the body and double it up like sometimes I do, and cut off the top here for the sleeves. I'm going to save this part for the sleeves. Put set those aside for the sleeves. And then we'll double these up for the bottom. Just like that. I'm going to put some marbles inside. Flat marbles. And then I'm going to fill it up with polyester fiber fill till we get to an 8-inch body size. From the bottom to the rubber band, it should be 8 inches. And I'm going to do that, and now I'll be right back with you. So I've got it filled to 8 inches. I just measured. And I'm going to put the rubber band down there. About good. I'm going to trim the top piece just a little bit. It's a little bit long. Leave it about like that. It's about 1 inch. First thing I'm going to do is put her shoes on. Get that done. You want to stretch out the bottom of your body because we're going to stretch it over the top of these shoes. And then we're going to lay it on top after we put the glue on like that. And then we're going to hold it down for 3 or 4 minutes. So I'm going to, at that point, I'll put it on fast forward, and we'll just hold this down for 3 or 4 minutes. That's real important that it stays down long enough for it to set up. So I'm going to do that now. These shoes do have marbles in them. The shoe video that we'll link to it doesn't tell you to put marbles in them, but we have been putting marbles in them because it seems to be working better. That ought to do it. And just stretch it out. Put it right on there. And hold it down. We're going to put it on fast forward, and we'll be right back with you. So what you want to do, we're going to put the tiers on now. There's 4 tiers that go up before we put the arms on. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do the tiers. They're all the same way. You just want to take your 12-inch doily and fold it in half in the middle, not through the lace. And then quarter it, just right in the middle part. And open it up and cut it right down the fold. And then open it again and cut it down the folds this way. And then you just want to take it right over the head. Well, there's no head, but take it over the top. And you want to bring it around to where one of the quarters is right in the middle of where the shoes are. That's where you want to start, right in the middle. And just put a little dab of glue on there. You want to make sure it's right at the surface of the table, just like that. You just go around and do that to all of them. Make sure it's right on the surface of the table. And then what you want to do after you get that on there like that is do the same thing again with your next one. There's 4 all together, like I said. This is the second one. Just fold it right in the middle part. And cut right down the middle, half down, and open it up and finish cutting on your creases. And then we put this over the top, and when we go down, we rotate it. You want it to be where the quarter sections are over the empty spots on the bottom piece. So we're going to cover up those empty spots. We're going to rotate a little bit. So you want to bring it up about 1 inch above. We're going to fit 4 of these tiers before we get to the sleeves up here. So you do that, and then you just want to put a little drop of glue on each piece like we did last time. And the next piece will rotate back like the first one was. It's really easy to do once you know how to do it. We're back to our front right here. So now we're going to take the third one and do the same thing again. Now bring it down here and rotate it again. Don't have it the same way you had it the last time. Right like that. Bring it up about 1 inch. And then the fourth one, I'm going to fold it right in half again. Fold it, cut right down your fold. And always leave, 4 doilies together. Don't do this with just 1 doily. You want to have it nice and thick. And we're going to take it down and rotate it again. But bring it 1 inch up. Now, next thing we're going to do is put sleeves on here that are going to come down. So See how pretty that's forming the dress? Those are the 4 tiers. The next thing we're going to do is make the arms. And we'll be right back with you to do that. Okay, so we have the nose all set up on there. Her tiers are all set up. And the next thing we want to do is make her arms, her sleeves that are going to go inside doily sleeves. But this is the inside sleeves. So this is how I usually make sleeves for the gnomes most of the time anyway. So if you're not familiar with us, this is how it usually goes. We want to put some fiberfill in these sleeves. The tops of the socks become sleeves. And you don't need a lot of fiberfill, just enough to identify it as an arm. And then what you want to do is tie off the ends that are going to be glued to her body. And you want another rubber band for the cuff end. This is the end that we're going to put the hands in. What happens is the top of the sock becomes the cuff for the hand. So you don't have to do any gluing or sewing or anything like that. It's all done for you that way. So I'm going to do the other arm and I'm going to make the hands, and I'll be right back with you to glue in the hands in just a minute. So we're back and I have the hands ready to glue in, but I did remember that we do have to put the blush on her. And I have a blush and brush that I keep on hand for the gnomes, and when I want to put a little blush on them, I do. And I've been putting a little blush on the brides. So we'll get that out of the way. We want to do that as early as possible because it will get on everything. Let's now glue in the hands. I've got those done. They're just like the nose. And I've got both of the arms made up. We're going to glue the hands into the sleeves. The idea is you want to put the glue around the rubber bands and then just stick it right into the cuff and then hold the cuff onto the rubber band. I had a little bit of wild glue there that's still setting up on my notes. My fingers feel a little bit singed. That's how you want to do it. And just hold that till it's set up. This is going to be the arm that's inside her doily sleeve. She's gonna have a real pretty doily sleeve. And this arm is gonna be inside it. So let's make up the doily sleeves. What we need to do is, just make sure I have the right rubber bands here. These two will work good. What we need to do is it's a 9-inch, I believe, the 9-inch doily out of that packet that you bought. Well, this one's gonna measure 8 inches. Okay, it's an 8-inch doily. Want to take that and put it right on this, right so the hand's touching the border, and just wrap it up right at the end here. So it looks like that. We're trying not to bend the paper as we go, but it should look like that. It's going to hang off or looking like that. So you're going to take your rubber band and attach that doily. Pretty easy. So we got that one done. We're going to take another doily, put it just to the edge. The edge like that, and put a rubber band on it. I'm cutting off the end so we don't have that much space to glue them. We don't want all that extra stuff on there. So then when you glue them, you want to glue them so that this part where it comes together is down on her, so it's not going off to the back and it's not going off to the front. It's just going down. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to glue it just like that on there. Right on the back of that little stub there. And we're going to hold this for a few minutes. And then I'm going to put the other one on the same way. And then I'll be right back with you. So what we're going to do now is put the last piece of doily on. Goes right over the top of her nose. And what we want to do is we want to cut this shape out of the middle of the last piece so it can fit over her nose. And put it right over there like that. And see how nice that goes on? Make sure that that little stub is all the way through the hole. Sometimes I have to, there we go, like that, and then we'll glue it on there. So I think I will go around to the back and glue that part first. Now her hair is going to come down over this part too. That's going on next. So we'll turn it this way and we'll glue this to the front. And she'll stay right back here with me. Now the next thing, see how beautiful she's turning out? The next thing we're going to do is put on her hair. Where is it at? Here it is. It's a 4x5 piece. And I got this at Joann's. Try Joann's online. I'm pretty sure, positive that I've seen it on there. You just want to take that and glue it around the little stub. Just go right around that with it. You want to be able to kind of mush it in there because you're going to put the hat on after that. So you want to have it all underneath the hat. So let's just put some glue on the top of the hair. And put it right on there. Burn myself again. It's going to be a day for burning myself. We're going to let that set up, and when we come back, I'm going to be all ready to make the hat. Okay, now already we're going to make the hat. And it's 2 6x7 pieces for the hat. They're white. This is what the veil is going to go on. So I guess it's really a veil. This is a veil piece too, but I'm just calling it the hat. You just want to take those two pieces and make sure they're together. Good. And then cut up. This is going to be kind of squared off at the top. It's not so much like the Christmas tree like we usually do. We want to have more area that's squared off at the top. Now I am going to take that down a little bit more. And then we'll glue it. I wanted to make a bride and groom for this time of year. There's so many weddings, and even though we can't have the large gatherings, I know that they're getting married on the, what they're calling the Zoom. And I thought a lot of people would be happy to have this gnome bride pattern, this project that they could do to make it more special. I want that to set up before I open it up because it's important for how nice it turns out if you let it set up until the heat is gone. Okay, let's open it up. Turn it the right side back out again. Yeah, that turned out nicely. I like to clip off where the bottoms of the seams. Rounds it out a little bit better. And then we'll put some fiber fill in it. And then what I want to do is take, and as you can see on this one, I've wrapped the top of her hat, her veil piece all together here, in satin. And I didn't go out and I buy a bunch of different satins and everything. I found these pew bows at Dollar Tree, and there's a wealth of things inside here that we can use to do the details on her to finish her up. And for the hat, there's some wide satin that we're going to put around the top of her hat. See how much stuff's in here? We're going to use quite a bit of this. I just want to get a piece of the satin. We're just parting it out. And I'm going to wrap it around the top of her hat. I'll glue the end of it. And then we're going to put the hat on. That's how it'll look for now, till we get some of the embellishments on there. Let me move this out of the way for just a moment, because we're going to be using quite a few things inside that little pew bow package. And then I'll just move her where I can get to her, where you can still see. And keep the seams to the side. We're going to put it right on the top of her nose. And we're going to glue it on there just like that. I was trying to let a little bit of the hair come down around the nose area. You can see on the other one over there that I've let her hair not be completely in the back, but a little bit in the front around the hat. There's a wealth of embellishments to come, so there's nothing hard. The hard part's over, and it's just adding little bits here and there that makes it special. Just setting up this nose here, and then we're going to glue on both sides of the hat, and then from there, I'm going to put a band across the front of her hat. Just a lot of little details. So I'll be right back with you. When I come back, I'll have these sides glued. Just put a little glue underneath there, hold it down, let it set up, and then I'll be back with you. Now I'm going to put the band, I've got the hat secure. I'm going to put the band that I have across here on. As you can see, it's right here, and that'll be full of the little bows that make it look so special. So we want to put the band on there. Get that done. Get some glue. She's just such a pretty gnome. I'm really excited about her. So we're gonna put this on just like that. And that'll be where we put all those pretty little bows that are very easy to make. Okay? Mm-hmm. So we'll be right back with you. So we're back, and while we were gone, I made some accessory pieces because it's just, we have to get it down, the time down on the video. It's just taking so long, but I made the little floral bouquet by putting the little felt around the bottom of the flowers. So we can glue those right into her arm. That's pretty simple to do. I made a couple of bows for her arms. We're going to put on her arms. It's just like tying a shoe bows. Nothing special. They look special on though. And then I made 3 bows for around her hat. And the little bow that goes right behind her hat on her hair, we're going to put that on next. And a little bride name thing that I cut out of a ribbon. I'm going to put it on this hand over here. It came out of the Dollar Tree ribbon. And that's where the bow ribbon came from too, from the bride and groom ribbon from the Dollar Tree. So once we get those things done, that'll be a big help. So I'm going to turn it around now so that we can do the bow in the back. It goes in our back like that. And put it right at the end of her hat. It'll help glue the hat down and put the bow on at the same time. I'm just going to hook the ends of the details. What we want to do next with this going into the veil work is that in the pupil package, where we got so much of this type of thing, this is like a plastic mesh material that was in the package that I'm using to do the veil pieces. So I had to cut out 7 pieces of these out of that so that we would be able to do this. And 2 pieces go next to one on each side of the bow. And then 3 pieces go on the hat. And then 2 pieces go one on each side of the nose. So we're going to do those next. Those are probably the least fun thing to do of the whole project, because you want to keep this glue away from your fingers. See what I'm doing here? I'm putting glue right on the end of that, and then you want to just tuck it up into the hat next to the bow. Like that, one on both sides. You scrunch it all up like that. Get it away from your fingers about an inch. Put a little glue on there and just tuck it right under the hat next to the bow. And that's how that'll look. So then we want to put 3 veil pieces on the hat. And you just want to scrunch them up the same way. We're just making her veil. And they go right up here next to the satin. One on each side and one in the back. And you gotta be real careful. You don't want to get too close to the glue here. Hotsy. If you hold your hands one on each side of the piece that you're gluing and not on the glue, just hold the plastic mesh down. It'll set up. And then one in the back. You see, are you seeing all this back here? How pretty it is. It's coming together very nicely. I'm putting this in the middle and the back. And I'm burning myself. You have to be real careful doing that. Now our veil's done in the back, thank goodness. And turn her around. And we want to put a piece of the veil coming up, coming down each side of her nose. We're just going to glue this right inside the veil, the head piece. Let's call it a head piece. Right inside here. Tap, tap it a couple times. And I have one more. And we'll be done with that. So there's a lot of stuff that we got out of the Pew Bowl package from the Dollar Tree. All these little bows I made. All this veil material came out of that package. The satin, thin satin, the thick satin. So I saved a few dollars by buying it that way. Okay, so we'll put the veil bows on next. There's 3 of the ones that go on the headpiece. And they really, I think they add a lot. That's for the sleeve. going to have a little glue on my veil here. And then the third one goes on the other side. And then there's 2 bows for her sleeves. Just a glue machine today. Now, this little bride piece, she's hanging on to in this hand. Just need a dab of glue for that. See, the groom has his groom one on his hat. So she has her bride one, she's carrying it. So when they're together as a couple, it really looks cute. Now we need to put her flowers on. And I've got them in the felt. So it's going to be really easy to glue the felt to the hand. And to kind of position them coming up like that. I need some more glue. And the last thing that we need to do is put the glitter on that you can see on her, how she's got the glitter. And I put the glitter on the sides and on the front here. A little glitter everywhere. And the glitter on the hat really is beautiful. You can see that with the camera. So you just want to take the glitter and tweet a little bit on your paper, if you have some. Maybe you're not working on paper like me, right? And you want to just paint it on. Easy as can be. Most of this whole project is pretty easy. It's just there's a lot to it. Now, if you want to later, you can go back and put another coat of your glitter on after you've gotten your first coat on. Losing my light here. I'll put a little bit of glitter down on the nose. A little bit on the sleeves. And just dab it here and there. And there you have a beautiful gnome bride. She's got all of her stuff done. I'll show you the back of her. You know, I need one of those turning wheels that you have to put my stuff on and show it easier. And I hear that I can get it at IKEA. I've got to go down there and get that. You see how pretty she is in the back? How pretty she is in the front. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. And if you like,